Hi, this is Salima, and I'm here today to show you how easy it is to quilt with your embroidery machine. That's right, quilt with your embroidery machine. I'm using a technology called IQ Designer. What is IQ Designer? IQ Designer is several things. IQ Designer lets you quilt, first of all, with your embroidery machine. Second of all, it lets you create different objects. For example, I've created this little trinket tray for my son. This entire tray was created in IQ Designer using the shapes icon, and I used a basic square shape to create this. I also created an embossed towel. This was a really popular project I created, and my students loved this project. This project, I used several different shapes. I used a couple of different shapes as well as a monogram, and used a fancy fill to create this embossed textured look. It's fabulous and super easy. Lastly, I created this in the hoop zipper bag. I installed the zipper in the embroidery unit, all in a couple of different steps, but I want you guys to pay attention to the embroidery design here in the middle. This embroidery design was created all on IQ Designer. I used the rectangular shape, the triangle shaped, I used a pencil icon to make the little lead for the little pencil tip, and then I added some fancy fills to it. So all of this was created using that technology. In addition, you can also create your own embroidery design, so you don't need any extra software. For example, if you have a line design or an artwork that you've printed off the computer, you can print it, scan it into the IQ Designer technology, and the machine will automatically assign stitches to the different areas. That's how fabulous this technology is. So today, I'm here to show you one aspect of it, and that is quilting with the IQ technology. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how easy it is to take your quilt, hoop it in your machine, and then use the fills and the different colors and the different fancy fills to create that look. I've gone ahead and hooped my fabric. As you can see, I have my dream panel here on the top. I have my batting, and then I have my backing fabric. I have all three layers in my magnetic hoop, and now I'm going to go ahead and scan my fabric. So that way my machine knows exactly where to fill in with the embroidery stitches. I wanted to recognize this little area right here, so that way it knows that this is the area it needs to fill in with the quilting stitches. As you can see on the screen, my panel shows up right here. I can go ahead and make my panel darker just by clicking on this icon right here, so you can really see the panel on the screen. So the next step is to go ahead and place the stitches in the little area right here, so that's where it's going to quilt it. So let me go ahead and show you how to do that. So let's get started. I've gone ahead and scanned in my image. As you can see right here on the screen, there's my flower panel. And the next thing I'm going to do is fill in this region. And I'm going to fill in this particular petal right here. I'm using an external mouse, so that way my hand is not on the screen and you can actually see the screen of the machine rather than my hand. So the first thing we want to do is select a fill type, and I'm going to click on the fill properties icon, and I'm going to select the fancy fill options. Click on the word select, and you can see there's a lot of different fill options that you can choose from, depending on what type of design you're doing and where you want to fill. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see, I'm going to go ahead and pick number 4, the roses, and I'll click OK. I'll leave the color at the red as a default, and I'll say OK. The next step I want to do is click on the little paintbrush icon here, and now I can go ahead and click around the petal to identify the area to fill it. I find it easier if I zoom in a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom in to about 200%, and I'm going to pan with my hand just the starting of that leaf, or the petal, excuse me. So let's go ahead and click on the paintbrush, and here I go. So I'm just going to click and then just steadily hold my hand. Once I get to the edge here, I'm just going to use my pan hand here and move it over. and then come back and click on the paintbrush, and then continue identifying the region. And then come back over here, click on the hand, click on the paintbrush, and go around. And you have an opportunity later to go and fix it, so that I wouldn't worry too much about if you've gone beyond the petal or not, because you will have that opportunity to fix it. So the last little bit here, we're going to go ahead and come around, and you can see the petal right next to that. I've already filled that in here, and it's already scanned it in. When I scan it in, you can see the fill right there. So let's go back and go down to 100% magnification, and there you have the outline of the petal. The next thing I'm going to do is click on the bucket or the cup icon and come in here and just click right in the center. And there you have it, my friends. We've already gone ahead and filled in that area, and we have quote unquote quilted it. Now, if you want to go ahead and make some modifications, if you want to erase certain areas like this right here, it looks like it's extending beyond that petal and going into the next, the best thing to do is go ahead and zoom in again. So let's go back to 200%, and we're going to click on the eraser icon, and I prefer using the square option. I'll click OK, and then I'll come right in here and I'm just going to erase. So it's almost like you're coloring. It's so therapeutic. It's like you're coloring by number or coloring with the fabric colors or the coloring pens. And it's very therapeutic actually. So I've gone ahead and erased that bit of area. The next thing I'll do is click on the word next. And at this moment here, I have the opportunity to go ahead and resize my fill. So as you can see, it's popped up right here on the screen and it's at 100%. But if I want to go ahead and make it smaller fill, so I'll go ahead and click on the size icon, and let's say I want to do it at a 75%. Click OK. It'll take a couple of seconds to process, and you can see my flowers got a little bit tinier. On the same token, you can go ahead and make it bigger. So if I click beyond the 100%, let's say 115%, click OK. And then I'll go ahead and take a second to process, and there you go, you can see that. And I prefer the larger size more so than the smaller size. You can also change the angle, you can skew the design, so you have a lot of different options right here on the screen. The next step is to click on the word set, click the word OK, click the word embroidery, and that's it, my friends. You have your petal all filled with stitches, and you're able to go ahead and stitch it out. So as if you are quilting with a long arm machine or a quilting machine, but actually you're quilting with your embroidery machine. And that feature is really only available on the IQ Designer, which is available on certain models of Babylock sewing machines. That is why I really love the IQ Designer. It really gives me that flexibility of doing my own free motion quilting. It gives me the flexibility of creating my own stitch patterns and my own stippling as well, actually. So there's a lot of different things you can do with IQ Designer. Now that we're done, let's watch the machine in action. So what do you guys think? Wasn't that amazing and super easy to quilt with the IQ Designer technology? So if you are interested in having a machine like this, call me, email me. My email address is salima@aaasewingandfabric.com. We have some great deals going on right now. We have our warehouse sale going on, so we'd love to put you into a new machine. So remember, Salima@aaasewingandfabric.com, and let's get you into some IQ technology.